You want space, you want some land, and you definitely don't want to be in one of those cookie cutter neighborhoods. You want to be in a house just like the one behind me on Acreage in San Antonio. This video is all about your ultimate guide to buying a home in an acreage community in San Antonio. We're going to look at 3 stunning homes, as well as talk about a ton of different things that you need to know about these areas. We're going to look at this home right behind me, which is in an area I have yet to talk about in this channel, in Stone Oak, which is an area that all of you that know San Antonio probably know. We're also going to look at a house down in the southeast corner of San Antonio, a little suburb down there called Lavernia, which is an incredibly affordable home, incredibly affordable area for acreage communities that you're going to want to hear about. And this one behind me, which is a custom home on 1.5 acres, which you're not going to believe is under $500,000. We're also going to talk about all the pros and cons of what it means to buy on acreage in the San Antonio area. We're going to go through every single area and kind of how many different acreage communities you can expect to find, which ones have the better prices, which ones have more of the luxury homes, where the most homes are sold. We're also going to talk about the top 3 suburbs of San Antonio that have the most homes on acreage that sell every single year. And then we're also going to talk about new construction homes that you can get on 1 acre or more, including looking at these 3 houses just like this one behind me. San Antonio is known for being the most affordable place, and especially most affordable big city in the entire state of Texas, greatest state in the country. But finding land and finding some space between your neighbors is becoming more and more difficult. You see a ton of these cookie cutter subdivisions going up everywhere, it seems, and you can basically put your arms out this way and you can touch both houses, right? That is not the case with what we're going to talk about today. If you're willing to have an open mind, you can get property with some space on some acreage. You can even get new construction like this one right behind me and the other 2, I guess, that we're going to look at today. So now first, let's talk about some pros and cons of buying a house on some acreage. So the first and most obvious one is that you're going to have a lot more privacy. So as you can see around us, there's a lot of space between your neighbors. I mean, I can see just there's 2, really just a couple houses around us, but you can't really see into each other's bedroom windows, right? If you're sitting in one of those cookie cutter subdivisions in your living room that has a window open up to the side of the house, sometimes you can see straight into your neighbor's bedroom or into their bathroom or into their other living room. So, the privacy is a great benefit. You also have the opportunity for doing some homesteading stuff. So in a world where people are getting a lot more natural with what they're looking to do, they're wanting to have their own garden, maybe have some chickens. Certain neighborhoods will allow you to have the chickens. Certain neighborhoods that have HOAs and are maybe a little bit more higher end are not necessarily going to allow some of the livestock things, but you can still have your own garden. You can still, do stuff. Typically, they still allow for like 4-H projects for like the kids if you're doing like FFA or, one of those things. So that's another big benefit. Typically, whenever you have neighborhoods that are like this, that have a lot more space in between, it's typically because they're either in maybe a higher priced area, or maybe the land isn't as easy to put small houses, right on top of each other in a mass cookie cutter development. So you might have a better chance of staying away from some of those cookie cutter developments. Whereas if you were to go, say, on the west side of San Antonio, where there's just developments everywhere and they're putting, 5 houses per acre out there, whereas out here you've got, 1 house on 1.5 acres kind of thing. That's a big difference overall. The space of the homes in the entire area can be a lot better, and you can kind of stay away from some of those big developments. Kind of going back to the off-grid homesteading kind of thing, some of these neighborhoods do require well and septic. So if you're buying a house that's an existing home, you can get a well and septic for a fraction of the cost of what it would take to kind of drill your own right now. Certain ones don't have that. Like this neighborhood right here that we're at in Lavernia, they are on city water, but they do have septic tanks. So you don't have to pay that yearly or that monthly sewer charge. You just have to get it pumped every few years and just keep up with the maintenance of it. It's not a big deal in my opinion, in my experience. I have 4 acres like I've told you several times, but the septic is a lot more affordable than paying that monthly sewer charge. And then especially if you can have a well already. Well right now, I've gotten quotes to get wells right now just within the last year or 2, and it's like $25,000-$30,000 just to get a well. So that is an extremely big cost. If you can find a house that's an existing subdivision that already has a well, you're going to save that plus your monthly water bill. Huge benefit there too. Now, when it comes to cons, they kind of go hand in hand with the pros, right? So if you're out, kind of away from all the development, you are going to be a lot more secluded, maybe a little bit farther away from the city. maybe take you 15 or 20 minutes to get to the grocery store. For me, I love that. I love my privacy. I would much prefer that over, being somewhere where I've got everything just, where I could walk to it, but that's not everybody's cup of tea. That's kind of probably the biggest con whenever it comes to finding a house in these types of subdivisions, especially if you're not looking to get something that is in the middle of the city and is on acreage. You're going to pay an absolute premium for that. That kind of goes into the second con. When you're buying more land, it's going to be more expensive. Finding a nice new construction house like this behind me, this is a 2,600 square foot brand new construction home that we're going to be looking at here in just a second. You're not going to find this thing for less than $500,000 probably anywhere. It's a very, very nice house. You're going to see the finishes on the inside, but you could find a house that kind of has a similar layout, similar size in a subdivision for potentially less than $400,000, maybe around like $450,000 in with one of the nicer builders. Another negative going along with new construction, especially if you're building on an acre or buying a brand new home, it's gonna take you a lot longer to kind of get the property manicured. So as you can see around us, I mean, you can just look up here at the front of the property how raw it is, right? It's just weeds. They put some grass here in the front. They did some landscaping around the house, but it is raw landscaping. This is just grass and some bushes and some rocks. So if you really like a nice, well-manicured lawn, it doesn't have a fence in the backyard. Fence, especially put a privacy fence around the back of the yard, is probably going to be $15,000, $20,000. So it's going to take you a little bit more expenses to get it up to par with maybe what you're looking for. Now you can look at a house like, say, the one across the street, which that one actually I did a video on not too long ago. Since we are in Lavernia, you can go look at that Lavernia video that I did. That one's already got the fence. So some of these new builders will put that stuff in with their packages. But to get it overall manicured, and especially to kind of maintain some of the weeds and everything that come with raw land, it may take a little bit of time. And then in addition to that, as you can kind of see, some of these little dirt mounds that are around here, those aren't ants, that is gophers. So you're going to have pests and wildlife and all kinds of stuff whenever you're living out in the country, right? You're gonna have ants, you're gonna have, the gophers, you're gonna have raccoons, possums, whatever else coming up on your back porch. You're gonna have deer running around everywhere, possibly eating your plants if you don't get the right plants. Tons of different things you gotta take in consideration. And whenever it comes to insects, I would highly recommend getting pest control. I do it, I get it done every quarter. It saves me a ton of headaches. Really, we don't ever find any kind of live bugs inside the house. We see all kinds of stuff outside, but nothing really ever gets in the house since we have that pest control. And now, without further ado, let us take a look at this house that is right behind me. We are in Lavernia, which again, this is one of the most popular areas whenever it comes to buying acreage homes, right? There's tons of existing homes for sale. There is no cookie cutters out here, and there's a lot of new construction just like this one. And we'll kind of get into some of those details in a little bit. But this house specifically is 101 Hondo Vista. It's in a brand new subdivision called Hondo Ridge. There is a ton of houses being built in here on a daily basis. You may be able to hear, actually, you might be able to see, I think you can probably see that one getting framed up right across the street down there. The one directly across the street is brand new, hasn't even got any landscaping done on the front, still got the construction door on the front as well. So there is a lot of construction being done here, and that's just Lavernia for you. This house is a 4-bed, 3-bath home. It is just over 2,300 square feet. It is listed at $615,000. It is on just over an acre. It is built by Design Custom Homes, which is an outstanding builder. I have personally talked to the builder, Terry, myself. Great guy, great stand-up guy. And as you come in, you can see a lot of the finishes in here are extremely high quality. You've got an office right here at the front. You've got big, tall ceilings. I mean, if you come in here, I mean, it's got, I think this might be 13-foot ceilings up in here. Lots of space up there. You've got high ceilings here in this entry with the tray ceilings. In the main living area, you've got 10-foot ceilings with the tray ceilings throughout. It is a big living room, and then you've got a big dining room off to the side of the kitchen as well. Good sized island, lots of cabinetry, custom cabinetry in the kitchen. You can see you've got the built-in microwave and the oven with the cooktop with that pot filler on the top, which is a really big bonus. And then I personally like this. You may put some blinds on it, but I love this big picture window here. It kind of just lets a lot of natural light in. Just makes this whole space feel a lot more open. Kind of same thing with this window off the back here. You can kind of see straight out to your property off the back. And again, this is a huge dining room space here. So master's this way. We've got a big, huge patio off the back. More picture windows everywhere, right? All the secondary bedrooms is split floor plan. So you got all your secondary bedrooms over here. Master and laundry room is on that side with the garage. So when you come over here, you've got one here, You've got your secondary bathroom that's kind of accessible to the main living area. Each of the bedrooms has their own walk-in closet. It's got the wood look tile throughout. There's no carpet in this house at all. And then whenever you come back here, what is really, really nice is that it's its own little ensuite. And you're gonna see here too, it's got a pretty good sized walk-in closet. And one thing that you may notice as well, so you've got your walk-in closet over here, but as part of this bathroom, this is a multi-purpose bathroom, right? So you have access to your back patio back here with your outdoor kitchen and everything. So we'll go out there and look there in a second, but this is a great multifunctional room in that you put that pool out back. This can be your pool bathroom coming in and out right here. You don't have to come all the way through the house. You come right in here off the patio. So this is a great feature. And then now let's go take a look across the house at the master, and then we'll go outside for you guys. So over here on this side of the house, you've got master here, garage here. You've got a good sized laundry room with, I say good size. It's not a huge laundry room, but it's got lots of cabinetry. So you have a lot of extra storage, which is good. The garage is a really good sized garage as well. It's a 2-car garage, but it's got lots of extra space on either side for lots of storage too. It's a deeper garage, so you could definitely fit a big full-size truck in here, which is always a big problem with those tract home developments. The garages are as tight as they can be. And master is a good sized master. You've got a huge master bathroom with this really, really nice standalone tub. You've got a really cool situation actually, which I haven't personally seen this before in the double vanity here. You've got, I typically see this for like linens, right? It's usually just one big cabinet. It's what actually I have in my house. And they typically just have this one big thing and you put towels or whatever else in there, but it's like his and hers on this side, which is pretty cool. Good size closet over here as well. Lots of built-ins too. Good walk-in shower as well with nice tile all the way around. In my opinion, the best part of this house is the back patio. Because what is the purpose of having an acre of land if you don't have a great outdoor living space to enjoy that? So when you walk out, you can see you've got the steps kind of going out. This is set up perfectly for a pool. You're kind of up elevated on a hill a little bit. You can actually see, so one thing I'll just mention to you, you can see that pipe sticking out of the ground way over there. That's where your septic drain field is running out that direction. So your tanks are probably over here on this side of the house. So this would make this perfect. Your pool goes right here. You can throw the fence around the side. You've got this big vaulted ceiling that's in here. Gigantic space in addition to kind of a smaller sitting area over here. So you could put a big table. You could put your TV on the wall where you have the outlet's already situated with your cable connections. And then you've got your outdoor kitchen right here with the built-in sink and everything too. So this is a perfect setup for enjoying that acreage community that you are looking for, right? I love this neighborhood for a lot of reasons, just because of the trees and everything, and also the different builders, right? Everything here in Livonia is a lot of custom builders. So it's all these types of houses, plus lots of different variety as well, and a variety of different prices. There's houses in this neighborhood that are on acreage communities, on an acre or more, that's everything in this neighborhood, that are below 600,000. I think the lowest one that I saw was, I think 572, but you can always get existing homes that are on an acre that are under 500,000 in Livonia. There are several options that you can choose from. Some of them may be a little bit older, maybe a little bit dated, but they are out there in abundance here in this area. And so if you have any questions whatsoever about moving to Livonia or moving to any of these areas that we're talking about today, or just have questions period about buying a house on an acre community or custom building, any of these things that you have questions about, guys, I can help with. I've experienced all of it. My name is Michael McCall, if you guys weren't aware. I am a real estate agent. I own the Life in San Antonio, Texas home group here in the San Antonio area. So anywhere in and around San Antonio, I can help you guys out, whether you're moving here in 2 days or 2 years. Give me a call, text, or email anytime, days, nights, or weekends. I'll get back with you guys and can help you with any of the questions that you have, and can help you guys find your next home here in San Antonio. And if you are interested in kind of staying up to date in a lot more of the things going on in San Antonio, you can check out my Instagram page at LifeInSATX. So go follow that page as well. And now we're gonna get to the next set of information that I want to talk to you guys about acreage communities over in Lytle. So next up, we're going to talk about the locations of these homes. We're going to go into this Lytle house, this one that's under 500,000, right after we talk about this. But when it comes to locations, most people kind of think that all these 1 acre, communities would be outside of San Antonio, but that is actually not the case. Out of 2,412 homes that have sold so far this year in San Antonio and in the market of San Antonio, there have been 269 of those sold in San Antonio proper. And now most of these are on the north side of the city. Some of them are just outside of the true city limits, but still San Antonio addresses. A lot of that is kind of in between that, like La Cantera northwest side up to Bernie, kind of going up that direction. And then the rest are kind of over in that Stone Oak and Timberwood Park area, with a few more kind of scattered in town in some of those neighborhoods like Chavano Park, Hollywood Park, and other areas just kind of scattered all over the city. When it comes to the majority of these that are in San Antonio though, Stone Oak and Timberwood Park by far have a lot. Out of 269 that have sold in San Antonio, 96 are in that Stone Oak Timberwood Park area, and that is actually the area where that final house that we're going to look at, that stunning model home that I showed you at the very beginning of this video, is located. It is just outside of Stone Oak, right there close to Timberwood Park as well. But like I said, it is not just San Antonio. Pretty much every suburb around San Antonio has you covered if you're looking for acreage communities. So let's start south. So this is where we're at. We're in Lytle right now, but Poteet, Pleasanton, Natalia, Divine, all of these areas kind of due south of San Antonio, these little towns out here are great spots to find super affordable acreage homes, just like this one behind us. You also kind of going around to the southeast side, that's where Floresville and Lavernia are at. Floresville and Lavernia are huge and well known for their acreage communities, especially since they don't have hardly any of those cookie cutter homes that we don't want. Lavernia is actually one that we're going to talk about in a little bit too, because they have so much new construction options on acreage there. Continuing further north, going due east of San Antonio is where you kind of have Marion and Seguin. They don't have as much, but there are some options, including some really good custom builders out there that are building on their own communities, such as R&D Custom Homes. Going up further north, you start to get a lot more expensive. So New Braunfels, Bulverde Spring Branch, Bernie, those are going to be a lot more expensive areas compared to these areas on the south side that we've already talked about. New Braunfels is going to be one of those areas that has the most homes that have sold on an acre or more this year so far, but they're a lot more expensive. The price is a lot higher, which we'll talk about. Kind of continuing around Bulverde Spring Branch, again, a little bit more affordable because a little bit farther away from things. That's kind of where like the Canyon Lake area is as well. So you can find a lot up there and a lot of new construction as well, multiple neighborhoods such as Bell Oaks. Going around to Bernie. Bernie is by far the highest priced suburb of all of San Antonio. You're going to find a ton of new builds up there as well, but most of those are going to be $1 million plus. You're going to find a few that are less than $1 million, but the vast majority of them, if they're less than $1 million, are selling really quick in that Bernie area. Continuing around, you have Helotes right there on the northwest corner of San Antonio. Not really very many options there. You have a few, but not much. And then Bandera, and then like the Medina Lake area, which is kind of Lake Hills is basically the address, Myco, that kind of general area. You can find some really good affordable properties, huge hill country views out there. And so if you can find like a 5 acre piece of property, maybe like a half acre to 1 acre of it is usable. The rest of it is like hillside. But it makes for some stunning views if that's what you're looking for. And then on the southwest side, you have like Castroville and Hondo, a little bit further out. Castroville is an area where a lot of the growth is going towards from San Antonio. That's where a lot of these new subdivisions are being built, getting closer and closer to Castroville. So if you're looking for a town that maybe is a little bit more rural and will stay that way for a long time, maybe Castroville and all that growth that's going to Castroville is something to think about. Now, when it comes to the top 3 suburbs of the most homes that have sold on an acre or more in the San Antonio area, like I said, San Antonio is actually number 1 at 269, but New Braunfels is number 2, and let me give you the exact numbers here. So New Braunfels is number 2 with 234 homes sold. Their average sale price there for these homes on an acre or more is $932,000. They have had 17 of these being new construction, so not as many new construction in New Braunfels. There are some, but not very many. Number 2 is Bernie. Again, highest priced area, like I said, in all of San Antonio. You're looking at 209 homes sold on an acre or more with an average price of $1.1 million. Again, 17 of those have also been new construction. So, kind of very similar between Bernie and New Braunfels. But number 3 is Lavernia. Lavernia has had only 172 homes sold. It is a lot smaller than either Bernie or New Braunfels. New Braunfels, you're looking at 100,000 plus people there. Bernie, you're looking at like 25, 30,000 people living there. You can see the numbers. Lavernia has, in the city limits, 1,500 people that live there, and there have been 172 homes on an acre or more sold in Livonia. It is pretty much the entire market of Livonia is an acre or more, and of those, 40 of them have been new construction, and at only an average price of $587,000. That is why a lot of people are considering Livonia. That's why we just showed you that one house in Livonia in Hondo Ridge, because it is an area that you need to consider if you're looking at an acre and more. Now, without further ado, let's go take a look at this house right now. So this house is a custom builder. I actually don't even know the builder's name on this one. They don't have it listed. This is a one-off builder. As you can see, the outside looks great in my opinion. I mean, you've got huge, tall roof lines. You've got this big iron door with lots of windows in here as you come in. Biggest draw, obviously, of this house is as soon as you come in, these huge vaulted ceilings in here. Like I said, it is under $500,000. I'll tell you the exact price at the end of this, but it is a 3-bed, 2-bath. It's got a little study nook right here behind us. You can see it doesn't have a door here, but you could easily kind of, add some French doors. You can frame this in and kind of add this, but this is a great study space. You've got a big living room. It's a really good sized living space for a house that is only, I think it's like just over 1,900 square feet. Big, huge kitchen island. You've got, really nice custom cabinets with this vent hood. You've got a good sized pantry, some extra cabinetry over here with a, little, I guess wet bar, whatever you want to call it. Good sized walk-in pantry as well. This is where your laundry room goes to your garage. The garage is actually an oversized garage here. So it's a 2-car garage with a little bit of extra space. But whenever you go over here to the master, it's a split floor plan. So you got 2 bedrooms on that side with a full bath, and you got the master right here. This would be your dining space where you're at right now. You can kind of see where this light fixture is. So you just kind of have this big, huge open floor plan, right? This whole space is just one big open floor plan. But as you go in here to the master, you can also see it is wood look tile throughout the house. And all of this stuff is stuff I want you guys to kind of consider whenever you're thinking about this price too, and kind of how good of a deal, in my opinion, this is. So double vanity, haven't put the mirrors up yet. Again, custom cabinets throughout. You do have a tub. In my opinion, they should have done a better tub there, but it is what it is. They could put a bigger tub. You could pull that out, get a bigger, freestanding tub, or just a better garden tub. You've got a walk-in closet here. Not a huge closet, but you've got some space here. You've got lots of shelves on this side. You have room. It's taller ceilings. You can do, something nice here. Walk-in shower. Just need to add some glass here. Toilets there. But again, like I said, tile throughout the entire house. There's no carpet in this house. An acre and a half, like I mentioned. A lot of it is in the front, but you do have a lot of it in the back. Septic system. So kind of like we talked about some of those pros and cons, septic system is one of those to consider. It does have a big patio. We'll get out there and check that out in a second. So you've got, your single bathroom with these 2 bedrooms here. You've also got this linen, cabinetry here, which is kind of built-in cabinetry, which is kind of nice. It's all soft close stuff here. So you got these big drawers. This is really nice for whatever you need for extra storage in a somewhat, smaller house, if less than 2,000 square feet. So let's go take a look at the back patio for you real quick. And as you come out, stamped and stained concrete on the patio itself. It's got the tongue and groove wood ceiling, which is nice on this patio. It's a really big patio, really, really big patio. You need some grass, obviously. Come out here, scrape it out, put some seed down, let it grow, but it's a very good soil out here, so you can grow good grass out here. Mesquite trees is kind of this whole area over here, but you've got lots of privacy from your neighbors on this side, and it's a really quiet area not far from Lytle. And to get into San Antonio, you're probably looking at like 20 to 25 minutes or so. It's a really easy drive. Now, what you guys really want to know, price. So it's under $500,000. It's listed at $485,000. It's been on market a little bit, but again, for an acre and a half, which typically right now what I'm looking at is an acre to an acre and a half, is selling for $100,000 right now. So if you think about this house with the custom built finishes, everything like that on the inside, you're really getting this house for $385,000 if you add $100,000 for this lot. I mean, it's a screaming good deal for this kind of property. There's lots of these around this area. If you're looking for something that's just away from the city, but close enough, 30, 45 minutes to get into the city to do your stuff, you just want to be left alone, live in a small town, but have a new house, Lytle, Poteet, Pleasanton, Natalia, Divine, this whole area south of San Antonio is a good area to consider. And now, last but not least, we're going to talk about new construction right before we go take a look at this masterpiece of a home behind me. New construction when it comes to acreage communities in San Antonio is pretty prominent, actually. There has been, in this year alone, there has been 249 homes sold. So that's roughly 10% of the overall market as far as acreage communities go. And we're looking at an average price point of $785. So there's still some, decently affordable. It's not all $1 million plus homes. You have 3 top suburbs for new construction. I already mentioned one of them, we talked about it, Lavernia. 40 homes that are brand new construction on an acre or more have sold this year so far. Number 2 is Spring Branch at 31 homes sold, and number 3 is Bulverde at 17 homes sold. It's all new construction. Now, when you're looking at the ranges, again, it is all over the map. Like I told you at the beginning of this video, every price range can get a new construction house on Acreage in the San Antonio area, starting at $202,000 for the lowest priced one, all the way up to $5.4 million. So literally every single price range in San Antonio. So outside of actually buying a spec new construction home on an acre or more, you can also build a custom home, and that comes with a whole other set of challenges that we didn't really get a chance to talk about, but it's very, very similar, right? Because you're gonna have the same issues once you get into the house. But as far as building, it is an option that a lot of people don't realize that they can do. You can buy a lot, you can finance it relatively inexpensively. Once you start the construction loan, you roll that into the construction loan, then you're just basically paying interest on the construction loan as you're building the house. And so you're doing that for 6 to 8 months or so, right? So just keep that in mind for everything that you need to do as far as building a custom home. But what I will say is that you can run into a bunch of issues with building a custom home that can increase the price. Building cost is a lot more expensive. We personally built a custom home. We bought 4 acres. It was in the middle of COVID when things were just crazy. We went through every issue imaginable. And I can tell you personally, we were talking to the kids about it earlier today actually, that once we finished that house, it was one of the more proud and happiest moments that I've had in my life, outside of, you know, stuff with my family and with my wife. But it was a very, very rewarding and fulfilling experience finishing that up. And so a lot of people don't realize this either, but as a real estate agent, I can actually help you build a custom home, work with the builder directly and get you the best deal, work with you throughout the process, make sure that you are asking the right questions and know exactly what you need to do throughout the construction process as more, you know, stuff is driving by from other people building houses. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into this house behind us real quick. We are actually in the Stone Oak area, which is just north of San Antonio, one of the areas I talked about, kind of close to Timberwood Park. This house is a 4-bed, 4-bathroom with a study. It has a just amazing modern facade. As you can see, this was going to be a model home for this builder, Coda Custom Homes. You can see this really nice driveway that they added, you know, the artificial turf in between to kind of give it that paver look. You can see all the windows, these huge iron doors at the front, these double iron doors. You got tongue and groove right here, even in the patio itself. This house is, like I said, 4-bed, 4-bath. It's 3,037 square feet. Coda Custom Homes came down here from Kerrville. They're a really, really good builder. But as you can see, this house, they did not pull any stops on this thing. It's complete engineered, custom hardwood floors throughout the entire house. You can see these huge 13-foot ceilings in here in the living room, just giant open space, big fireplace. As you come over here, you've got your dining area, your main dining area right here with the breakfast nook off the side of the kitchen. Big island with the waterfall countertops. You've got this, I think it's Genair appliance package, this huge gas cooktop here as well. These quartz countertops are really, really cool too. This giant refrigerator. I mean, custom cabinets, really, really tall custom cabinets, so tons of storage space in here. Big pantry. You also got a wet bar area over here with the ice maker, the KitchenAid ice maker, another access to outside. So if you got the pool in the backyard, you're coming in and out right here. You got your ice maker, you got your wine fridge. Perfect spot for kind of setting everything up. We'll get to the outside in just a minute, and you can already kind of see what the backyard looks like through this door. But it's 1.6 acres, so it's a little bit bigger. This is an area that doesn't typically see a lot of new construction homes like this. This is a brand spanking new home, and it is ready for its first owner. So as you come this direction, you have a full separate guest suite. I mean, it is way separated, so this is perfect. If this is like a multi-generational home, you've got a really, really big area here with its own full, you know, bathroom as well. You could use this as a guest suite. You could also use this as just a game room, whatever you want to use it for. You've got a big laundry room right here with lots of storage. You got plenty of space for, you know, your washer and dryer, as well as, you know, some extra cabinets. I'll bring you into the garage just so you can kind of see what it looks like. Not just this dark cave of a garage either. You've got these big modern windows here on this garage door, tons of light, lots of extra storage around the side. It's just got a lot of space. I mean, even for a 3,000 square foot, and I haven't told you the price yet, but I think you're actually gonna be surprised for this. So 3,000 square feet, me show you the rest of it too. Here's the study. Don't know if you looked at the study yet. Great study off the front. See here, master's back this way. So you got 2 guest rooms over here. You got a full bathroom right here, accessible from the main living area of the house. You've got double walk-in, you got walk-in closets in both of these. You've got this kind of the main, guest room here. This one here has its own walk-in closet and its own ensuite bathroom. So this is another separate guest suite. Like I said, 4 bedrooms, 4 full bathrooms. These huge tall ceilings everywhere you go in this house. It kind of goes with that modern facade on the front of the house, that front elevation. And then last but not least, inside the house, we'll take a look at the master suite. So this master suite, again, you've got the huge ceilings in here. They go all the way up, the vaulted ceilings. And you come through the double French doors. You walk into the freestanding tub with the tiled backsplash wall behind here. You got the chandelier that's kind of hanging here. You've got double separate vanities, lots of drawers on each side. Big shower right here, big walk-in shower. It's got double shower heads in there. You can see you got the double, faucets right there to kind of fix, adjust the shower on each side. And then you've got a really good size master closet in here with lots of built-ins. Really good sized closet in here as well. Let's go around to the backyard real quick. As I always like to do, these big, huge, giant sliding doors. Let's just open these suckers up and see what this looks like here. Because let's face it, this house is nothing without this property. That's not true. This is an amazing house. But as you can see this, today is a perfect day in Texas. 68 degrees outside. You've got this huge outdoor patio with this outdoor fireplace. You've got these steps and these planters out here in the back. They've already got some cornhole for you, miniature cornhole. But this area back here, as you can see, is just perfect for a really, really nice pool. Just kind of do something back here. This is exactly what you were looking for whenever you were looking for this property on space. Again, this house, like I said, 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, 3,037 square feet. It is 1.125 million on 1.6 acres, but it is a stunner. And this house itself, even on like a 1/4 acre lot, would probably be able to go for this. So on 1.6 acres like this, with all these trees around here, is just beautiful price on this house. And this is what you want. This is what you want to be able to do whenever you're buying these houses on acreage. Be able to come on your back patio and look. You see some rooftops in the distance there, but you got space all the way around you. You can barely see the neighbor over there. You can't even see this neighbor over here. It's quiet. We're right in town. You can't even hear any traffic noise hardly. This is why you buy these houses. And it's like the old saying goes, I think it was Mark Twain that said it, buy land, they're not making any more of it, right? So if you have any questions whatsoever about buying in any one of these acreage communities, or if you have specific questions about a specific community that you find yourself, or if you're looking to build a custom home, reach out. My information is down below and right there. I'm always here for your questions, guys. Again, my name is Michael McCall, Life in San Antonio, Texas Home Group. If you want to look at some more homes in the Bulverde area, we didn't get up to the Bulverde area today. Take a look at this video right here. Outside of that, we'll see you in the next one, guys.